Hello, Freight Masters. Again, my name is Tim, and today I noticed some things here recently. Some new brokers coming into the industry, and some of the ways that they're kind of doing things are a little antiquated. And so I thought I would do this video, some keys to your success, right? And a lot of people not really understanding. Um, exactly how freight brokering works. Um, and on top of that, uh, the lack of building relationships and how that's affecting them, uh, especially with the market the way it is right now. We should not be seeing uh, load posts in groups, um, but it's happening. It seems like it's happening more and more. We are expecting a purge this year, but we'll get into that in a future video. So, that being said, uh, as you know, being a successful freight broker can be challenging. Again, here's a few key factors that contribute to your success in this industry. Okay. Number one is strong industry knowledge, right? Having a deep understanding of the freight broker industry, including different types of freight, carrier rates, logistics in general, can help you make informed decisions and effectively negotiating with carriers and customers. Okay. Number two, like I mentioned in the intro, strong relationships. Building strong relationships with carriers, shippers, and other industry professionals can help you secure business and stay competitive. Right now, this is something especially for your new guys coming in. Maybe you just started your freight brokerage. Maybe you don't have any prior industry knowledge, which there again, I always suggest to everyone to at least start off as a freight broker agent, right? Even if you've been on the carrier side, I'm not saying it can't be done, going out and getting your broker authority and things, but you will save yourself a lot of headaches, and you will be set up for success before you actually go forth and make that plunge, right? Um, Number three, strong communication skills. Being able to communicate effectively with clients, carriers, and other industry professionals is essential for a freight broker, right? This includes being able to clearly explain pricing and logistics, as well as being able to negotiate rates and resolve issues. Um, I would like to also add to that, keeping your customers informed. In fact, even some of your carriers. Whenever I have a moment to talk to a carrier, even if they're not one that I typically, use on a regular basis, sometimes we get into some Q&A, about what am I seeing, you know, in the data, going into the next quarter or 6 months or year, right? Obviously, we have no crystal ball, but we can make some sort of predictions. Um, in fact, as an example, I had a customer. They had a load for the load value was 1.2 million. All right, uh, not enough cargo there, um, right? Because most places are going to carry 150. We actually have 250. So if something were to happen, and it was a very short run, I believe it was like 29 or 39 miles is all the further to go. But it doesn't matter. I mean, I don't care if it's 29 feet. If something happens to that load, right, kind of on the hook. So I explained to them about contingency cargo limits, uh, the cost that it would take to acquire that additional insurance, as a one-time load, and then the cost of all of that, right? So we ended up finding out a different route to go with that load, but just obviously there again, not something that they were aware of. Some of your customers aren't always aware of, like, where the market is. Maybe they don't have regular dedicated lanes, but they throw some spot market freight to you, from time to time, and they're not really up on everything that's kind of going on. So All right, moving on. Number four, adaptability. The freight broker industry is constantly changing, right? I mentioned that before. It's always evolving, and a successful freight broker needs to be adaptable and able to adjust to new market conditions, technologies, regulations, right? So that's another important one to know. It's not, again, not as simple as just getting your authority and making a couple of quick phone calls, and you know you're going to make tremendous amounts of money. No, there's a lot involved in what we do. Um, Strong organizational skills and time management. Freight broker needs to be able to effectively manage multiple shipments at once and ensure that they are delivered on time and within budget. Okay. Number six, use of technology. Freight brokering software and technology can help a broker to automate and optimize operations, stay compliant with regulations, and make better decisions. It can also, again, to add to this, it can also help with your carriers, your customers, as well as yourself. I saw something, what was it, a week and a half ago? Someone was still doing their rate confirmations and everything through like Word or Google spreadsheets or something, and I was just kind of blown away, right? If you need a TMS, a software, I'm going to make sure that the links are dropped below for everything for you guys, all the resources. Okay, um, there's no need for that when you can kind of there's no way to be kind of in the stone ages, right? Like I've always sort of felt like our industry's been a little bit behind in the ways of technology, but we're making leaps and bounds. And there's a lot of great things kind of coming. And I'm not saying you have to have the latest and greatest of everything, spend tremendous amounts of money and everything on your software, but you should have something, right? And when you're choosing something, whatever your budget is, and there's some really great options. In fact, Easy Propel, whether carrier or broker or dispatcher, it utilizes AI, drag and drop. I mean, I'm not going to go into it completely. We actually did a video on that with the owner from Easy Propel in a previous video, but yeah, really great system. I love it. Moving on. Number seven, continual education, right? We're talking about evolving and everything, continuously learning about industry trends, regulations, and best practices can help a freight broker stay competitive and improve their skills. It's important to note that success in freight brokering, as in any field, often takes time and hard work. Building a successful freight brokerage takes dedication, perseverance, and a willingness to constantly improve and adapt. Right? That dedication, perseverance, as you all know, if you've made even a few cold calls to acquire new customers, right? It can get a little daunting. So, if you guys have any questions for me, I'm going to open up to a little Q&A if you have questions about anything I've already discussed or anything else you'd like to talk about. Obviously, I always do that. And like I said, at the end of this video, if you need the 30-day free on DAT, I'm going to add all of that after this video. I meant to prior and I forgot. It was like right as I was going live, so it's kind of too late. But if you want to go back, I'll have that up for you. But so we've got a few people on. Again, you guys got any questions? Hit me up. I love doing the Q&A. Nobody? Okay. Well, and again, if you're not a member of the group, if you haven't visited the website, there's a lot of great stuff there for you. There's additional downloads, some office essentials. There's training books, training videos. If you're brand new and you haven't, or maybe you've taken a course or something, and like I did when I first started years and years ago, was a garbage course. It really was. Um, I was so lost, and that's half the reason why I did this channel, the Facebook group, the websites, and everything is kind of my way of hopefully paying it forward because I had a couple of brokers and carriers that had mercy on me and kind of helped me out a little bit along the way, and sort of mentored me off and on a little bit to help me, kind of grow and be more successful. And so, yeah, there's freight news on there. If you need help with your cold calling sales, there's an example on there. Obviously, you don't have to use it word for word. You can. Um, what works for me might not work for you. What I say and do. Everybody, it has to fit you as an individual, right? It should come out sounding robotic or anything or forced. It should just kind of flow. If you need factoring, we got that on there. Um, there's a classified section if you're hiring agents or anything like that. But yeah, don't forget to network, guys. Um, you know, other industry professionals, brokers. Oh, and before I forget, Philip, I did get your email. If you're watching, I got a little bit behind, a little jammed up this weekend, but I will get with you. I do have some upcoming stuff for your power onlys, and so I would like to discuss that with you. Uh, so, but yeah, I guess if you guys don't have anything, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. I was kind of hoping somebody might have at least one question. If you guys have any suggestions on future videos that you'd like me to do, I mean, I have 3 or 4 other videos kind of semi-planned at the moment. But if there's something else that maybe, you know, um, that you'd like me to talk about, I'd be more than happy to do that. I might even be able to do it tomorrow or something, or later this afternoon, seeing how my day goes. All right, guys. Well, as always, I appreciate you, love you, and as always, be kind to one another. All right, bye-bye now.